The Jaguar XJR9 won the 24 Hours of Daytona in 1988. This victory was a significant achievement in sports car racing as it marked the first time a Jaguar had won the Daytona in over 30 years. The XJR was a part of the Group C racing cars, and the winning team was led by Jan Lammers, Davy Jones, and Andy Wallace. The XJR, powered by a 7-liter V12 engine, had a dominant performance at the event, securing the top spot and demonstrating the strength of Jaguar's engineering during the golden era of endurance racing. The car went on to have further success in the IMSA GTP series that year, with the XJR also going on to win the 1988 World Sports Car Championship. This victory remains one of the most memorable moments for Jaguar in modern motorsports history. This magnificent model by Exoto, it actually has one of my favorite liveries of all time, this Castro livery. And I like it so much because the white and green and the red offset each other so well. It's just a contrasting and a very memorable livery. I do like this better than the Le Mans car livery, which was that purple, yellow, and white. The shape is perfect, nothing to complain about there. And yeah, this is extremely detailed, and you can see it throughout the model. You take a look at the back of the model. The one thing that is very revealing is how much detail is throughout the back of this model. You have this big, large opening, which is the diffuser. It's a carbon fiber diffuser in your exhaust outlets. But the thing I really can admire is that you can look further and you can see some of the engine as well as the suspension bits through these openings here. And it's just outstanding, and it's actually somewhat, I would say, exciting because it makes you want to dig in and see more of those details. The light details great as well, nothing to complain about there at all. If you look at the front of this model, you do have the very realistic looking headlights. Of course, you have your tow hook, like with any race car you'd have that. These are truly perforated grills on the side and this opening here, which does draw air into a heat exchanger, which again, it's very enticing and makes you want to see more of it. And the great part is that you can. This is a fully opening model, no surprise, being that it's an Exoto model. And it being metal die cast, this is a rather heavy model. And that heft, to some anyway, is that value proposition. It makes it feel like it's a much more luxurious and substantial model. So let's start with the doors and opening this model. And everything is fairly easy to open. Exoto did not come with any type of proper or tool to open the doors or anything, and I think that has a lot to do with just how simple it is for these doors to open. So you have that. Now I can say these doors are very flimsy, so it's not, and when I say flimsy, I'm not saying that I feel like it's gonna break or anything like that. It's just they're strong hinges, but there's no kind of dampener or anything to actually keep these doors up. It's just really gravity that's keeping the doors up. But in this case, I'd imagine the real car is the same way, and they probably don't have the dampeners because of weight savings. The back, I found the easiest way. Some people glue this wing. I don't. I find it easier to remove it and then remove the back. It just makes things so much more simpler, so I don't glue the wing. And there you are, this fully opening model with this absolutely stunning engine detail. And this was one of the first fully executed opening models that I ever purchased, well over 10 years ago, I want to say. And it is by far still to this day one of my favorite models. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this fine specimen. Up close observing the interior, it's a very sparse interior, but everything that you see here is just like the real car. So all the switches and buttons are present there. There's nothing missing. You have your pedals at the bottom, those aluminum pedals. You have your Momo steering wheel. It's Alcantara that's on the rim of the steering wheel. Again, it's just all correct. The shifter on the right side, or yeah, the right side of the driver, because this is a right wheel drive car. There's another expansion tank there. Just absolutely stunning. And that red piece that you see in the corner over there, that's the strap for pulling down on the door to close it, which would be that strap that you see right there. Again, you can get a little closer look at the gauges, as well as again that steering wheel, the shaft for the actual shifter. I just love how simplistic everything is. You have this seat, which is a carbon Kevlar, so that's why the backing is that golden color. And you have your safety harness with the photo etched buckles. You have Williams on the print of the seat belts, so the Williams seat belts. In Exoto's literature, they fully disclose that their decals that you see on the model are painted. They are not tampo printed or anything. These are actually painted. So that definitely says a lot about their quality in the models that they build. The wheels are very nicely intricate and very well done. You do have the obligatory valve stem, so that is there. The finish on the rim, they feel like they're an actual metal rim. I don't know if they are or not, but it definitely has that feel to it. You also have the brake disc that definitely that has the Jaguar print, and I'll put a close-up on that for you guys so you can see that as well. The other thing that I really can appreciate, these are true vents that you see throughout this model here. And again, that means that someone actually cut this metal to reflect the real deal. And you have this hole here as well. So again, these pieces and parts are so well done. If we remove this and reveal this stunning engine, just look at it. Before we do that, this is the underside of the engine cover. They included the wiring to the lights. They didn't have to do that, but you're glad they did. That is very cool. You could spend hours talking about the engine detail. There's just so much there, as you can see. I like that it has all of the hoses and lines everywhere, and this absolutely stunning gold exhaust. Now, the real car, you would never actually see the exhaust this color, and what I mean by that is, when they first built these, they had this color, but as soon as that engine ran, it got discolored right away. There's no fancy coating or anything on this. It's a race car, so you wouldn't expect it to either. You can see that the tires are scrubbed as well. Again, something that didn't need to be done, being that most of the wheel is actually covered when you are observing this model when it's closed, but it's included here. If we move up a little bit, you have all of these individual throttle bodies here. So that's all 12 of them, because this is a 12-cylinder motor. Again, look, you can see all the wires, all the attachments, everything is there. You have a expansion tank right there. It's just really nice. It's a heat exchanger down there. You see the TWR on the side. You see the Jaguar V12. There's just so much to see here and to appreciate. The anodized or blue fuel rail. And then you have all these steel braided hoses which have all the attachments, and the colors are all correct. And not only is it just a sight to see because they're all correct, but it's the color variations are just so beautiful. They reflect off the lights so nicely. And even when you zoom in, you can capture even more details. And there you are, the Castro liveried Daytona 24-hour winner, the XJR9, the V12 prototype, reproduced by Exoto models. And now to my conclusions. Well, I hope you enjoyed this glimpse of this absolutely beautiful model by Exoto. This Jaguar XJR9 is stunning. This model was actually made back in 2004, I believe, so it is a pretty old model. But believe it or not, you can still buy these from Exoto. This model definitely reminded me when I went back to look at it why it is one of my favorite models in my collection. It has a plethora of details. The engine detail is beautiful. I like all of the different colors, that blue and that golden exhaust. Oh my goodness, it stands out. This model currently retails somewhere around the $400 mark, which at a time I would have pulled my hair out and said there's no way I'm paying for something like this. But the way that models have been increasing in price lately, it's actually considerably a bargain, especially because of the fact that there's another company that makes these older cars, not in this era, but a little bit older, and that would be CMC. CMC makes models all the way up to, I would say, the 1965s. Most of their models are race cars, and those models on average retail well over $500. This Exoto model definitely has just about, if not the same amount of detail that a CMC would have, and it's priced again about $400. So that's just something to keep in mind. I'd strongly suggest having Exoto in your collection, especially if you're a sports car fan. Please like and subscribe. That is the best way I'm going to know you're enjoying these videos. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you next time.